I don't know what to do. And I just can't be out here putting my child at risk. I just cannot do it. So, yeah. So let's talk about it. Hey, it's Paris of Prestigious Prep by Paris. Welcome back to the channel. I am so happy that you are here. For all of my returning prep squad, thank you so much for your love and your support. I definitely appreciate it. And for all my newcomers, welcome to the prep squad. And for everybody here watching this video, that clearly means that excellence must be near. Over here on this channel, we talk about all things excellent. We want to excel in every single area of our lives. We know that we are not a perfect people, but we are doing our best to live our best, and we are working to be unbothered routinely. So, without further ado, I just kind of wanted to make today more of a chit chat, if you will. So right now, everybody knows what's happening with the actual pandemic, and I'm sure you've read the title, which probably are wondering why in the world is it called that. But that's how I feel in the current state. So with everything that's going on, school is obviously around the corner. I have two handsome boys, and my oldest is going to be going to the third grade here shortly. So now the conversation is, with the pandemic going on, I cannot say the word because you cannot do that. So I don't want to be flagged. So we all know what I'm talking about, the virus that's taking people out, really bringing people to their knees. People have lost loved ones. You know what I'm talking about. So anyway, we recently got an email saying, and back in May, the conversation was, let me just take it all the way back. So, fourth quarter of the year, me and my family went on vacation. And while we were on vacation, everybody pretty much went on lockdown. So, when we got back, we literally got back in March, and we have been quarantining, really since then. So, the fourth quarter, when the kids went back to school, they really never went back to school, essentially. We just did virtual learning for the fourth quarter for my then second grader, which was a struggle. Lord. But we made it, and it was very eye-opening for us. He did very well with that, and so thank God for that. But now the conversation is, okay, now he's going to third grade. And what do we do with our kids? Do we send them back to school? Do we, is there a hybrid plan? What is it? So we finally got the email, and the email is just, here's our plan. You have two options. Your first option is for them to go strictly virtual for the whole entire year. So they'll get online instructions. We just got a layout of really what that looks like. It's 6 hours a day. And, the parents will largely be responsible, i.e. me, for making sure that the instruction gets done during the day, essentially. The other option is send your kids to school for 5 days a week, period. What? 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 I'm still just trying to wrap my mind around this. Now, I can completely pull my kid out and just do virtual for the year, or I can send them to school for 5 days a week with whatever your plan is to social distance. I don't know about you guys, but I have a soon-to-be 9-year-old and a 4-year-old. And trying to get them to wear a mask, make sure their hands are clean all the time, not touch things that are germs, not just be a whole germ magnet, if you will, it's extremely hard. So I cannot imagine 22 children or more, in some cases, in a class with one instructor trying to social distance them. I mean, I get it, everybody's trying to come up with the best approach. And for me, it's not putting them in school for 5 days. It's not. Now, with option one, the conversation or the information that we were provided was, well, if the CDC says we're no longer allowed to have the current amount of children that we plan to have in the classroom and we have to pull back or scale back, we'll then go to the hybrid. Hybrid is they go to school, I believe it's 2 days on site and then 3 days virtual. And so I'm like, okay, it's still a risk. Obviously, I mean, really leaving out the door to go to the grocery store is a risk. I'm well aware of that. I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse since 2009, so I am no stranger to germs and pandemics and how to treat them and what some of the best approaches are. It's just, in my head, it's like, these are kids. These are kids, y'all. Like, I don't know what to do. And so I just was thinking, like, I can't be the only one that's like trying to figure this out and trying to understand like what the best approach is and really what that looks like for your child, like, or your children. Like, I don't know what I don't like the 5 days a week. The hybrid still has me on the fence, but I was willing to, for example, send my kid possibly with me packing his breakfast, or he's eating breakfast at home, me packing his lunches, doing every single thing that I can to really keep him from having to have any contact, if you will, with any additional things, outside of just the door when he comes into school, the bathroom, the things that I can't control. Now with the option one, there's option three. And so option three is like, well, we'll completely go virtual. So if there's a snow day or something happens and the pandemic that, God forbid, that people are probably going to experience with all of these children going back to school, being in the same places in these shared spots on the playground, like it's inevitable. It really is. Before we went to Florida, my oldest had the flu for the second year in a row. He brought that home. Last year, he gave it to me. My youngest had it. This year, everybody but my youngest in the house had it. And that's because we were able to have my mom keep my youngest. Otherwise, he would have had it too. So when we fell ill earlier this year from what we were told was the flu, it was like the worst thing. Like, it was, guys, we were down. Like, Jaden got sick on a Wednesday, and my husband got sick on a Sunday, and that Sunday is the same day that I started to feel terrible. Like, body hurt, feel like you got ran over by a train. Very, very different from the experience that we had last year, although we were told that it was the same thing. So I don't know, y'all. I just wanted to start the conversation to see, like, what are you guys going to do with your kids? Are you going to do virtual instruction? For me, third grade means that now we're going to have MAP testing. We're going to have more standardized testing in general. This is really that turning point for me, I think, for kids. At this age, you have kindergarten, which is very important to creating the structure and how your child functions and how they thrive when it comes to the rest of the years. First grade is very pivotal because they have to make sure they have all the skills they need. The reading, the writing, the arithmetic, all of that is very important. This is their foundational things. And then third grade really is that transition over into, okay, now we're, a couple of years from middle school. And so now the expectation or the requirements are more extreme, as they should be. So I am struggling with keeping him home, doing the best that I can, to make sure he gets what he needs and he's fortified the way he should be, staying on top of his responsibility as well as what he's supposed to be receiving from the school in the way of instructions and resources and support, and work. Like, we still have to work. And so fortunately, my leadership and my company that I work for have been very understanding when it comes to us with children and what that looks like for us. We've been able to create a space so that we can continue to work and continue to be productive, which I'm super, super grateful for. It's been a blessing, y'all, and it's just been a blessing to continue to be able to work from home, continue to be productive and do what I need to do while I take care of my family. And, but yeah, I know, listen, I'm very much like, jump out there and trust God after you pray about it. Then jump out there, and after you hear from God, jump out of that kind of thing. But And I try not to operate in fear, but because I'm human, I do. This is one that scares me. Like the other day, a friend of mine shared that a 5-year-old died of the issue, this, as a result of the pandemic. And I cannot fathom sending my child to school, he contracting this whole situation, and then be in a situation where he's either fighting for his life or just ill in general. And then that puts, the rest of the family at risk. It really is just a domino effect. And I'm praying for the teachers that have to be in this space as well, because, one teacher, 22 kids or more, even if it's 15 kids, you don't know exactly if that family is quarantining. You don't know where they've been. Like, it's a lot. So I can't imagine the stress that they are going through. So I think it's just on both sides of the fence. There is stress, there is anxiety, there's worry, there's all of these things. And so while we're praying, I'm concerned. Yeah, I'm concerned, and I don't know. I want to know what you guys are doing. Like, please drop down in the comments and tell me what you guys are going to do with your children. Are you sending them back to school? Is there like some sort of hybrid situation that you guys are being offered, like alternate days where second graders and third graders go on different days? Or what does that look like for wherever you are? Right now I'm really leaning more towards virtual instruction, because right now it seems like the safest thing to do. I know there are people that say, well, send them out there and, they could probably be immune. But the thing gets like the flu. You don't get immune from the flu. If you're going to get it again, you're going to get it again. It's not like the chicken pox where you get the chicken pox and then you have a decreased risk in some aspects for not getting it as bad as you previously received it. But that's still not a guarantee. Like, we don't really know that for sure. There's nobody on this earth that can tell us that if you get it once and you make it through that you're going to be fine the next time. All that we can do is really do what we can, increase our immune system, quarantine, wear a mask, and do good hand washing, good hygiene. All of that is really all we can do. So anyway, just let me know, what you're doing. I would definitely like to know, because right now I'm on the fence about it. I was talking to my husband about it, and I want to do virtual instruction, but then there is the aspect of what do you do with your smaller child, right? Do you send them to daycare? Do you send them to a grandparent? Do you send them to wherever you were doing previously? There's before and after care. It's just so many different things. So I know that we're all going through the same thing right now. And so I just wanted to know, what are you guys doing? But for me, that 5 days a week really seems like I'm putting my child at risk, and I don't like it. And it's unsettling. And I've been very vocal with our district about it. And so let me know. But that's really all I want to talk to you guys about today. Again, thank you so much for being here. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I really would like to get the conversation started. I'm really just trying to figure out what is a happy medium, Make sure you are following me on all of my social media platforms at Prestigious Prep by Paris. The links will be down in the description box. If you haven't seen any of my previous videos, I am definitely more of a lifestyle creative, if you will, when it comes to my channel, because I want to talk about everything across the board. I've talked about school, I've talked about student loans, I've talked about hair, and now we're talking about this, and so more things to come. So thank you guys for being here, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.